Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Dee from Busy with Dee, and today I'm going to show you how I made this awesome, super cheap pegboard using scrap plywood I had at home and some scrap furring strips as shelves. If you're interested in seeing how I made this pegboard, keep watching. Say it's nap time for me though. Is it nap time? Nap time? Say night night. Say see you at, what time is it? It's 1. Say see you at 3. Alright, so I'm using a 1/4 inch birch plywood. It was already cut down to the size that I needed for the space that I'm putting it in. It was just laying in my garage, so I didn't have to cut it, so that worked out perfectly. What I'm doing here is measuring 3 inches from the top and then marking a dot, and then 3 inches from the side, putting a dot, and then creating a square. What I didn't realize is that with the tool that I have, all I had to do was flip it over and then just draw a square that way, a 3-inch square that way, and it would be a lot easier. Flip it that way like I have it there. But hey, you live and you learn. This was only the second pegboard I had ever made, and if you can see in the background, the first one was white and I made it just 30 minutes before I made this one. So you can get this done pretty quickly. It's super easy and you need minimum material. Once I had my 3-inch squares in all of the corners, I measured 3 inches down from the first square, put a dot, 3 inches down from that dot and put another dot, and did the same thing until I met the other square, and then did the same thing across from the squares until I had 3-inch dots marked over the entire board. This was to create a sort of a grid so that I can mark where the lines cross, and that is where I would put my holes for my pegboard. Marking the 3-inch squares in each corner gives you a border so that you know you won't have any holes in that area. Yours does not have to be 3 inches. That's just what I decided to go with, and I thought it turned out awesome. So as you can see here, my plywood was a little bowed in the middle, so I decided to grab some bricks from our garage and weigh it down as much as possible because it was time to draw lines connecting all of the dots that I had made, and I wanted my lines to be as straight as possible. Once I finished the grid, I realized that drilling a hole 3 inches apart would be a little bit too close, so I decided to do every other dot, which ended up being 6 inches apart, and I just marked those with an X and then went ahead with the drill bit here and drilled the holes. Now this by far was my favorite part. I'm using a 3/4 inch drill bit to drill the holes. I don't know the technical name, but I will leave it in the description box below. Now, one regret I do have is that I didn't stagger the holes. As you can see here, the holes are stacked on top of each other. The pegboard works perfectly, but I did make another one later on and I staggered the holes and it turned out amazing. And I will leave a clip of that at the end of this video. Next, it was time to paint. So I started painting with my favorite black spray paint, the Farmhouse Black by Rust-Oleum. I was hoping that it would be enough, and I was trying to only use things that I had on hand. I didn't want to go out and buy anything, but I ended up running out of this black spray paint. So I went on to another one that I had on hand that was like a smoked glaze that gave it an antique look, which was by Rust-Oleum as well. It was a chalk black spray paint. I ended up running out of that as well, so I had to resort to using black paint that I used for my son's crib. Now it turned out perfectly, but of course if you're going out to buy all of these supplies to specifically make a pegboard, you should have enough spray paint if you purchase 2 cans. So I'm not exactly sure where I was going there, but here I am using a foam brush because, like I said, I didn't want to have to go to the store to buy anything, and I was fresh out of paintbrushes, so I just used what I had on hand and it worked out fine. So while the pegboard was drying, I cut 3 pieces of scrap furring strip and secured it to the studs in the wall with drywall anchors and screws, and this is what would hold my pegboard up against the wall. Then I brad nailed my actual pegboard onto the furring strips. I had a few 3/4 inch dowels left over from another project. I just cut them down to size using a handsaw, gave them a little sand, and then used those to hold my shelves as well as some of the objects on the pegboard. All in all, I would say it turned out pretty nice. Drop a comment down below letting me know what you think about it. Also, don't forget to stay tuned to the end because I will show you another pegboard that I made with these staggered holes. And I do post everything on my Instagram stories like while I'm making these projects. So if you're not following me, go ahead and follow me. I'll leave my Instagram handle here. Okay, so I have both the DIY pegboard that I made and also the Ikea Skadis, I think that's right, pegboard, and comparing the two of them for aesthetics wise, I would have to say I like the DIY pegboard better, but for functionality and as far as storing a ton of things, I would have to go with the Ikea pegboard. It just holds so much stuff. Here I have another over here in front of my sewing table. It holds all of my cutting utensils, my thread, just random stuff. It holds a lot of things. And then I also have another one over here above my desk that holds my planner, my sketchbook, washi tape, pictures, pens, pencils, all of that kind of stuff. But the one that I made over here, it's really cute. It's just it can only hold a few things, and then I think you would have to put the holes closer together and have a lot of holes in order to be able to store a lot of things. Now I could be wrong, but I have 3 DIY pegboards in my house and they don't hold much stuff, but they are very cute. So I guess it just depends on what you want them for. Okay guys, so all the info on this pegboard will be left in the description box. If you have any questions that aren't answered there, feel free to drop them down below or send me over a DM on Instagram. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.